Status of the Kurtinvaara incident, Finland, regarding the trials with the large hololuminescent cannon. In the year 2002, NASA, in collaboration with the International Council for Space Safety, undertook a refinement of the hololuminescence Grand Cannon in the depths of the Finnish countryside, specifically on the outskirts of the village of Kurtinvaara. Following complications and machinery overheating during the new moon operation, it became imperative to calibrate systems and stellar projections. Repairing in remote areas of the world that would generate the least impact when conducting the maximum number of tests without alerting the media and the fewest possible people became crucial. The choice of the Kurtinvaara area is not arbitrary. Both the FBI and the geographical services of prominent American and Canadian universities have extensively studied the terrain through satellite imagery and territorial monitoring. They have determined that, given the following conditions, it is the most suitable location for conducting cannon tests without major issues. Its location is approximately 180 miles from Oulu, the northernmost major city in Finnish territory, surrounded by a significant amount of water bodies, allowing for swift action in case of fires. Remote from both Scandinavia and other adversarial territories and military bases. The lowest population density in the entire Finnish territory. The registration of urban centers in the municipality of Kuusamo since 1985. Access through private estates to one of the main roads in the area. As a result of the state agreement with the current government of Finland, intervention at the local level has been possible if deemed necessary, as well as taking samples of the terrain, questioning local residents, and confiscating assets not exceeding $4,000. Heikki Karjalainen, the Finnish delegate for international affairs related to the FBI, was in charge of testing the new prototypes of the hololuminescence cannon. In this new operation, the scientific military team aimed to calibrate the intensity of the projection beam, which, during the new moon operation, melted part of the main ring of the cannon, altering the completeness of the projection in the atmosphere, and creating a considerable number of fissures expected to be repaired within 3 to 4 years. Additionally, the cannon was tested for underground terrain collapse to create low-temperature passages to the lower layers of the planet. This allows for a closer study of the Earth's core, with the primary goal of extracting and utilizing internal energy. This method aims to end dependence on hydrocarbons and any other substances that may be depleted in the medium and long term. On the other hand, the need for the creation of Housed in a specially constructed hangar in Kurtinvaara since 2001, the Grand Hololuminescence Cannon has been upgraded from its original design. While the original machine was complex to transport, calibrate, and assemble, the engineers of the space team have successfully condensed the cannon's energy to more than half its size. In terms of ease of replication, this represents an unprecedented success for the possibility of extending experiments to other continents. The logistical impacts of maintaining these procedures will be reduced to the point where it will be challenging for some of the experiments to come to light in the public domain. Furthermore, with the development of this technology, energy expenditure will be significantly lower. There will no longer be a need for holowatts exceeding 13 units of Ferenski, which take approximately 8 hours to charge and 16 hours to replenish. By reducing the impact of this complexity, only 5 to 6 Ferenski of charge will be sufficient to match the projection power. This will achieve even higher and more stable temperatures, thus maintaining easily controlled irradiation. However, the initial prototypes experienced catastrophic failures. Many of them ended up completely destroyed, releasing amounts of element 116 into the atmosphere well above safe levels. Although the strategic position of the hangars where the cannons were being tested was secure, it was inevitable that the explosion of prototype 3A went beyond the established protocol control. In an attempt to repair the cracks that had appeared in the special projection of the moon, overheating occurred, resulting in the release of 7 times more Ferenski into the atmosphere, causing a series of fractures in the molecular tissues of particles suspended in the air. Residents of the city of Kemijärvi witnessed this around 1 a.m. The noise of the explosions, coupled with the strange phenomena seen in the sky, made it impossible for these events to go unnoticed. The following are various images captured throughout the night. We caution that, preliminarily, the specialized team in the field has yet to determine the phenomenon that occurred in the sky. In fact, it will be necessary to determine the altitude at which they occurred and their impact beyond the atmospheric safety zone. The following morning, with the first rays of light, a 5-mile radius exploration of the hangar area was conducted. These areas were primarily covered by forest and lands within the Kurtinvaara National Park. As the technical team traversed the site, their first observation was a large number of burnt trees, strangely tilted and some covered with a peculiar red luminescence, similar to what was seen at night during the explosions. Moreover, inexplicable multiform holes were also discovered, both at the base of charred trees and near old burrows. These seemed not very deep, and some had perfectly rounded shapes, something unlikely to occur naturally. Radiation readings indicated abnormal, significantly high levels, yet they did not cause any malfunctions in nearby machinery or devices, suggesting the possibility of a different type of radiation being detected. Faced with this situation, the team had to shorten their exploration time, collecting as many samples as possible until anomalies could be determined. Lastly, and most intriguingly, were these unusual spheres that were impossible to collect samples of. Most of them hovered above the snow, exhibiting different textures. Some black, others as white as snowballs, with the exception that they were impossible to grasp with hands or any other object. These disintegrated upon contact with anything and reassembled in the blink of an eye. Possibly, these are the results of the disaster involving the still poorly understood properties of element 116.